This is part two, Greta Thunberg, not Greta Thunberg. You know, what really bothers me about you, Greta, is that almost everybody whose name ends in Berg is Jewish, and you're acting like a little fucking Jap. Okay. Notice this night, blue is one of my favorite colors, but I just wore this t-shirt, as you can see, for Greta's amusement and her retarded, weirdo, theatrical parents. Like my cousin Kent says, why do you need glasses when you have a bottle? Happy Texas-sized holiday, everybody. This is the second day of the 5780 on the Jewish calendar. You know, Greta, what you and most Americans and most humans alive don't remember is that, let me see, what is it now? 50 fucking years ago. You know, twice a week on San Francisco TV and LA TV and New York TV, the headline twice a week minimum for years, 2 years, said that scientists say that global warming is coming. I'm sorry, ice age is coming. I'm sorry, you got me so. Ice age is coming, global extinction. We're going to go back to the Toba. There are only going to be 2,000 people left. Yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. Did it happen? No. 10 years later, they decided to turn to global warming because that's where the money was at. Okay? Greta Thunberg and her parents, who are not old enough to remember that because I'm a lot older than her parents, for you idiots that don't remember it and didn't have access to it, back in 1970, 71, even going into 72, climatologists said that there was a coming ice age, which there have been many in the past. One covered all of Europe, covered a good part of North America. At one point, 70,000 years ago, covered most of the globe, called the Toba event. You fucking idiots. You're really fucking idiots. You know, if you think I'm going to listen to some 16-year-old girl that doesn't have 1 gram of fat in her breasts or in her brain, you're fucking idiots. You really are. And all you people that are listening to her, you're a brain-damaged Democrat, commie, socialist, loser who never took a science course in your life. Not one. I only have a couple of semesters of geology, 1 semester of meteorology. My niece was a geophysicist who gave up geophysics because she couldn't travel. She was professionally employed for decades around this world, and everywhere she would go, she would run into these weirdos that would go like, oh, global warming, and she would just tell them there's no global warming. And she gave up and started working with crippled children for Easter seals, because you people out there, all you Greta Thunberg lickers, really know nothing about science. You never studied science. You never studied, you know, if you even just take a couple of 1 or 2 semesters of geology, you'll understand that what Greta Thunberg is talking about is complete bullshit. Oh, extinction level. That's happened several times, but it's because of asteroids, whatever, volcanoes, whatever. Not human activity. You people are just such freaks. such brain damaged freaks. Most of you in the past, back in the 30s and even the 40s, would not have even made it out of ninth grade based on the books I've seen. I just want to repeat that almost every one of you that have latched on to the Greta Thunberg experience is you're a bunch of vegan, retarded, brain damaged, no school having, no science having retards. If you actually think that humans can have any effect to the positive, actually we've had an effect to the positive. I had to beat down a guy the other day who was talking about it, and he was a professor somewhere up in New England. And I had to point out, sir, I read every word of the NASA report, which is scanned 30 years of data. I read every word, every number in that study. And she, as the principal investigator, had to come to the conclusion that no, there's no evidence of any kind of global warming, but there's a huge mass of evidence showing global greening. The green ring around Australia has doubled. The Canadian Shield, the Arctic tundra up that way, even going into the U.S., has more than multiplied, more than 10 times. And they have the correct data to prove it. What a lot of you idiots don't realize that your global climate warming BS is based on faulty data, which 4% of climatologists has been, who don't really need the money, and don't live from grant to grant, they're not going to tell any bull crap. They pointed out that, what is it now, almost 10,000 data collection centers in this country, which actually you could find on Neil Borch's, Texas Aggie, on his website anytime. You know, when I was 4 years old, I built my first weather station, and I knew the rules, which is you have to be 100 feet from any building. If it's grassy in that area, you go grassy. If it's sandy in the area, you go sandy. And somebody's trying to call me. To hell with that. And it has to be in the proper conditions. It's you know, it has to be at least 36 inches off the ground. It has to be open at the bottom, louvered walls, and a regular asphalt fiberglass roofing on the top. And you know what? Thanks to people all over the web who went out there and took pictures, we found that most of the data collection in North America and many other places was fudged and flawed. I mean, when you put a weather collection data center at the back of jet prop wash, and or you put it right next on asphalt, which it can't be on, never can be on asphalt. When you put it right on asphalt, right next to a brick building, that means your data collection is fudged. So, I just want to remind you, before I go on this one, I've only got about 10 minutes here. I only have a few minutes left. You know, Greta Thunberg, you little anemic hobbit that has no breast fat at age 16, you're damaged. You've been brainwashed and brain damaged by your theatrical parents who coached you in the first 1 or 2 games, but then in the next 10 games up in Canada, whatever, we could tell that you couldn't say a damn word on your own. You just shut up and backed away. Greta, you're a fake. You're a loser. You're as bad as the fucking weirdos back in the 69, 70, 71 era that said that a global ice age was coming that would wipe out mankind. Like the ice age that covered all of Europe, UK, all of Canada, much of North America, down to the Permian Basin. It's not going to happen. You can keep talking shit, Greta, but we all know that just looking at you, you're 4'6", you have no breast fat, you have no cholesterol in your brain, you have no fatty acids, which includes the cannabinoids that require your brain to function properly. Greta, you're a complete fraud and a complete loser, and nobody on this planet hopes you live past the next couple of years. Simple as that. I've talked to people all over the planet. 2 years is your max, bitch.